What's going on, guys? I'm EntityMaze, here with my review on the latest Pokemon Sun and Moon anime episode 50, Faber's Counterattack, the Kidnapped Nebby. Once again we had another brilliant episode which left me so hyped, so get relaxed everyone, as I will now jump right into this episode review. So the episode begins off with Lusamine, Brunette and Wick talking about Faber. To be honest, I'm not too sure what, as I didn't watch subtitles during this part, but I can only guess they are talking about firing him, as they did realize in the previous episode that he is part of the reason of why Lily was scared to touch Pokemon. Talking about Lily though, at the Pokemon school, the classmates send out the Pokemon for Lily to hug, now that she's got over her fear, which that whole scene of Lily hugging them was just adorable. It showed emotion perfectly, and I can't help but feel so happy for Lily because this is the happiest she's ever been. She finally got over her fear. That means a lot to her, and for the anime creators to show this emotion through the hugging was perfect. Outstanding scene. Rip Listen though, it really doesn't like affection. Oh yeah, at the comedy they used with Turtonator, I didn't mind that at all. I still had a smile on my face. Anyway, next, Professor Kukui sets up a jump rope game for the classmates to enjoy, which to be honest the whole focus on this jump rope game was just meh. But I will admit when it was Lily's turn, I had a smile on my face once again, because come on man, she's just so cute and happy. But the reason why this game was a focus anyway is because of the distance was Faber plotting to steal Nebby while the classmates are distracted. Why though is because he really wants to open another wormhole to summon the Ultra Beast, which is understandable I guess as he is a power freak of some sort. But then we get this scene of him being excited, like oh my god, that's a magical girl pose, like what? But hey, it was pretty funny to see that on a character like him. Anyway, how Faber planned to steal Nebby was by luring it with the sweets it likes to eat. However, Team Rocket nearby noticed Faber doing this and pull off quite good work I've seen from them in quite a while. They switched Nebby with Wobbuffet when Faber wasn't paying attention. That was funny and quite great, not gonna lie. But Team Rocket then messed up thinking about Beware coming to get them, which Nebby teleports them to Beware. Then teleporting back to Faber, who gets a second chance to try and get it, which this time he takes more of a friendly approach by giving an oblivious Nebby more sweets. However, Rowlet wakes up and realizes Nebby is missing, which is where it alerts the classmates and they see Faber interacting with Nebby outside the yard. But it's too late. Nebby gains Faber's trust and teleports to Aether Paradise Labs, while Gladion then arrives at the Pokemon school, stated that he talked to Lusamine earlier on that they will do something about Faber. But for now, in the time of need, he will help the gang get Nebby back, which at Lily's house, the battlefield opens, and reveals James coming out of it with a helicopter to go to the Pokemon school to pick the gang up. Like oh my god, Lily's house has some cool areas. In fact, that whole reveal was pretty cool. Anyway, the helicopter arrives at the school to pick up Ash, Lily and Gladion and go to Aether Paradise. Meanwhile at Faber, he successfully sets up a machine that uses Nebby's power and some other sort of power to open a wormhole. Nebby getting tricked to going inside the box that uses its power. Like damn, Nebby's too precious, he got tricked so easily. But Ash arrives at Aether Paradise just in time and tackles Faber. Like yo, I wish you guys saw my blind reaction to that. That scene was just brilliant. Well done my strong boy. In fact, here's a little clap. Anyway, next, Gladion commands Umbreon to use Shadow Ball on Nebby's box, followed by Ash commanding Pikachu to use Iron Tail on the box now that it was weak. The box breaking and releasing Nebby, and making the wormhole disappear. It was all looking good. However, Nebby then starts to sparkle, which it actually evolves into Cosmoem, which opens the wormhole again. This time, an Nihilego appearing, making Lily really scared, as of course it did try to abduct her when little. But Lusamine stays in front of her to protect her daughter, while Faber actually tries to convince Nihilego to work for him, but no, he just got a slap to the face. Like damn, everybody's pushing Faber around in this episode. But when Ash's Pikachu, Lusamine's Clefable and Gladion Silvally attack Nihilego, they do no damage whatsoever, and Nihilego wrecks them all in one hit, which was really awesome to see. I honestly didn't expect it to be this powerful. Finally for this episode though, it starts to approach Lily and Lusamine to find a body to use, but Gladion stands in the way to protect his family, but Lusamine didn't want him to get abducted too, so he pushed him out of the way, causing her to get caught and sent to Ultra Space, with Lily now being traumatized seeing her mother being abducted. Like, goddamn, that face Lily made, it really shows the darkness to this story. With that said though, let's now move on to my overall thoughts on this episode. Firstly, for the story, it was very predictable what was going to happen thanks to the episode 51 to episode 53 summaries, but I still had a very great time watching this episode, even the first half, despite most of it being comedy. In fact, I loved Faber's mini scheme to try and steal Nebby. You know, it's simple, but thanks to the comedy, it made it such an enjoyable time. But to then in the second half of the episode turn into some great action with the gang fighting the Lego, but failing, and some dark elements of Lusamine getting captured, those were the best highlights of the story and made the episode absolutely brilliant. Even the little moments such as Ash tackling Faber were really great too. There is also the emotion shown in the characters in this episode that made it really good too, mostly Lily, but I've talked about that enough already. It was outstanding, maybe even perfect. Now, I did leave one section out in the story section, which was Lusamine smiling at the Lego before she decided to protect her daughter. And I believe this pretty much confirms that Lusamine in Ultra Space will now start to like the Ultra Bees, and if she ends up being nasty, it's the work of the Ultra Bees, not herself. So that little scene of her smiling makes me really excited to see if this actually happens, which will make things way more interesting and epic too. Finally, for this section of the review though, I just have to say, Lily is now definitely my favourite character in this series. I love all the development she's gotten, her actual personality, her cuteness, and her major role to the story. In fact, all of this continues on in the next episode too, which makes me more excited. Just well done anime creators for making such a great character like her. I can say the same for Gladion and Lusamine too, but Lily's my true favourite. With that said though, let's now move on to the animation and music aspects of this episode. Firstly, for the animation, it was fluid throughout the whole thing, but my favourite highlights have to be the hugging art, the Ultra Wormhole, Clefable's attack, Nalego's attack, and the beautiful evolution for Nebby. All of them were so greatly done. As for the music, everything fit quite nicely in this episode. However, the only highlight that stood out to me the most was the music during the jump rope scene. It actually made the scene more interesting to watch. With everything I've said in this video though, I've decided to give this episode a rating of another 10 out of 10. Maybe I'm being a bit too generous seeing as the jump rope scene apart from the music was just meh, but I'm willing to let that slide simply because the rest of the episode was just so entertaining. However, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this episode. I'd love to hear. But that actually doesn't wrap it up for this video yet. I want to take a minute or two to talk about how I feel about the Sun and Moon anime at first compared to now, because when this video will be released, the 17th of November, will be the 1 year anniversary of this anime. So let me just dive right into my thoughts. During the first 30 episodes, I didn't like the anime that much. It was filled with non-stop comedy and hardly any action. But if it did have action, it didn't last for long or it didn't excite me whatsoever. In fact, I nearly quit watching the anime at one point as I couldn't stand the current direction of that comedy. Don't get me wrong, there are some really good episodes during the first 30 that are even serious, aka all the Lily ones, the trials, Lurton's capture, baseball and Gladion's debut, but the rest were just air, and the characters apart from Lily had no development, especially this dude, who I used to hate so much, and is responsible for one of my least favourite episodes of all time, episode 6, that was not funny whatsoever, very forced in comedy. Overall, I was thinking to myself, what has the Pokemon anime I've grown up to love come to be? However, thanks to those good episodes, I stuck with the anime. And what do you know? Ever since episode 31, aka the start of the Akala Island arc, I've loved this anime so much now. They finally gave characters much needed development, we've had a lot of action, we had an epic 20th anniversary celebration, just Lycanroc's mystery was pretty hype, and now we've got this Aether arc, which is absolutely fantastic and gives me the same hype I felt during Pokemon X, Y, and Z, my favourite series. This anime just had such a rocky start, but I'm starting to realize how much I now appreciate it with these recent episodes. Sure, it still has a lot of comedy, but I've adapted to it and accepted it. I even laugh sometimes now. But overall, I've realized, hey, I'm wrong. It's still the Pokemon anime I love. I just had to be patient and adapt to the new changes, which might make me enjoy it, which it does now. So well done for 50 episodes, a 1 year Sun and Moon anime. I'll still be sticking around. You've definitely caught my attention fully now. Now, don't get me wrong guys, there is still stuff that need improving, but hopefully with what I've said, you can start to like the anime like I have now. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Sorry, I just felt like I had to share my overall thoughts on the anime too. Regardless, if you did enjoy this video, then be sure to leave a like and a subscribe for future Pokemon content. It helps out a ton. For now, this is Entity Maze, signing out.